A 6-year-old child is in critical condition after a stabbing in Halifax. The suspect is a 19-year-old woman, and at this point, police believe the attack was random. Toronto police are searching for a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old in a double homicide investigation.
Of a traffic stop and subsequent shooting in North York that ended with a 16-year-old boy being shot and killed by Toronto police.
I've been trying to look for a job and it's so hard. Like, I've applied to like 100 different places and no response.
Even with like the qualifications that I have, there's so much competition that just finding a job or getting accepted for an interview is so difficult.
I think it's definitely a lot harder to find jobs. It's really hard to get jobs, but
currently in Canada, already to the start of 2025, issued over 800,000 study and work permits. And here's the sad reality of it all. Gen Z right now is facing the worst youth unemployment rate in decades. Worst youth unemployment rate in decades. Worst youth unemployment rate in decades.
Oh brother, the Canadian crash out chronicles continue. The youth are beginning to purr. Canada's youth employment rate has reached levels only seen during recessions, CIBC report finds. Youth employment hit 14.6% in July, the highest rate since September 2010. Bro, I don't even refer to this country as Canada anymore. I refer to it as the 13 provinces of poverty. Fam, these crooked politicians made it legal for illegal immigrants to pop up and feed off the economy like parasites without fueling it, while citizens starve. So with crimes among the youth rising every day and youth unemployment being at an all-time high, do you think it's a coincidence? These crooked-ass politicians planned this Ponzi scheme just so they could line their pockets with extra paper. Alright, first I have a couple TikToks that are relevant to the subject. I want you guys to check that out.
Look for gal, these used to want to crash. Brother, it's summertime, these used to want to go outside and play basketball. These used to want to go look for gal. These used to want to crash out and get the bag by any means. This is why Canadian youth face the worst summer job market in decades after the surge of foreign workers. Brother, the traps are full. The tellies are full. Fam, when you see a bunch of jewelry store robberies happening, when you see a bunch of B&Es happening and it's all kids, I don't want to see you guys complaining, brother.
Bro, I dropped this video. When did I drop this video? Let's see. May 30th. It went viral. Got like 200k views. Look what's happening now. The kids are looting. The kids are shooting. You know what I mean? Kids are going through mental health.
I have to get into some trouble. I can't blame these kids for being on their dude. Like, brother, imagine all these kids are at home. They're not making no money during the summer. Their parents have to work twice as hard, so their parents can't watch them. They can't afford babysitters. What do you think they're going to be? Dude, fam, idle time is the devil's workshop. You know what I mean? Fam, they're about to get into some trouble. I can't blame these kids for being on their earth. There's no other way. Like, how are you going to do it? You can't get a job. The trap's full. The telly's full. Like, brother, you have to do what you have to do to survive. You actually think Canadians are actually stupid? Like, what do you mean a random surge of foreign workers? How do you just have a random surge of foreign workers?
And for people wondering what I mean when I say the trap is full, the telly is full, I'm kind of joking, but street terminology meaning like all these street jobs are full. You see what I'm saying? These kids don't even want to sell drugs or do, you know what I mean, do all these other crimes to make money. They want quick money, and when quick money is involved, extreme crimes are involved. You know what I mean? I'm talking robberies, you know.
Workers, brother. What country did these foreign workers come from? I'm curious to know. You know what I mean? I don't want to guess it because they're gonna say I'm racist or something after. Brother, it's summer.
You know what I mean? Let's check out the comments. The traps are full, the tellies are full. 2,000 likes. I miss seeing Canada youngsters working at Tim Hortons and other fast food places. We're gonna get into that, don't worry. They don't even pay you to be on TikTok. That's how bad it is in Canada. Oh my god, that's another thing I want to talk to, bro. Like, bro, I'm tired of seeing all these good content creators on TikTok doing all these food reviews or going to all these event places and they're not being compensated. You know what I mean? We need to start calling out all these Canadian companies and start boycotting these Canadian companies. You know what I mean? These fast food companies, and wonder why aren't they sponsoring Canadians? You know what I mean? Because all these Americans, they have American companies sponsoring them. The amount of views these Canadian creators are putting up and they're not getting compensating for it, it's a shame. It makes you want to go to America, bro. You know what I mean? And I seen an article the other day. Let's go to it right here. 6Buzz posted this. Do you think Canadians should be paid for TikTok views? Americans can earn 100 to 1,500 for 1 million views. You know what I mean? Imagine if I was look at my TikTok page. Look at my TikTok page, bro. You know what I mean? 55K, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 6,000, 14K, 10K, 11K, 16K. You know what I mean? 200K. You know what I mean? 10K again. You know what I mean? 21K. It keeps going. 100K. This is when I was on fire. 100K, 500K. You know what I mean? Look at all that money I'm missing out on. Like, it's no joke, bro. And you can even check out the comments. Check out the comments on that post. Where is it? Check out the comments on that post. I've only lost about half a schmil on the great Canadian abyss. But who's counting? Hey, I've missed out on millions just because I live in Canada. If Canada's got paid for TikTok, we'd be even better content creators, because look at the content Canadians been making without getting paid, bro. Canadians are a slave to Canada, bro. Like, I mean, Canadians are a slave to Canada, bro. Like, it's a goddamn shame, to be honest, bro. And this is another reason why Canada is in the state it is in, and this is why the youth are lashing out like this, bro, because Canadians can't get paid for things like this, bro. And I hate when people say, oh, why don't you get a real job? Why don't you get a real job? Bro, like, it's 2025, bro. Content creation is a real job and people should be paid. People watch content creators more than they watch entertainers. You don't think people should be compensated, bro? Canada needs to fix up, bro. It's a goddamn shame, bro. Let's get into some of these reactions, though.
Oh, brother, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Canada's economy just continues to crumble, brother. TD predicts 100,000 job losses by fall as Canada heads into recession. So not only are the kids not having summer jobs, 100,000 of you losers are about to lose your job, brother. Like, brother, imagine you did everything that you're supposed to do in life. You listen to your parents, you listen to your teachers, you got good grades, you know what I mean? You went to college, you're out of college now, and you're struggling to find a job. You're struggling to find a job. Now, if you're a black man, you're probably watching this like, brother, this is a regular thing. We've been not getting jobs for how long now? This has been a struggle. But no. It's not for you, fella. This is for other minorities. Just let me cook. So yeah, where was I? You did everything you were supposed to do. You know what I mean? You read books. You did everything you were supposed to do. You got educated. And you see some crypto millionaire drive by you in a Lamborghini. Some trapper drive by you in a Range. Some telly thing drive by you in a Benz. You're out here on the straight and arrow, praying 5 times a day, you know what I mean? Just to go to work and get bossed around by some greedy goof. Fam, back in the day, if you worked hard enough, you can get anything you want. You can feed a family of 4 with a regular job, brother. Nowadays, brother, you have to have a brain. You have to work smarter, not harder. Brother, you better go secure a spot in the bando before Pran G starts pushing pounds at a price we can't refuse. Now we're all cooked. Life is not fair. Karma is not real, brother. The evil people are winning on earth, brother. You know what I mean? You better go hit the telly or go hit the trap and make use of your time, brother, because this 9 to 5 shit in this society is not cutting it, brother. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, brother, just when you thought it couldn't get worse.
Leave it in the comments what you think about that right there. Do you think it's on point or what? Let's check out the comments right here, though. Toronto's finna be the next Detroit. Being unemployed for over a year now. 9 to 5. I used to have a part-time job. These days, it's 9 to 11. Not gonna lie, Pran G in the trap. It's over. But it's gonna tank the market. Yeah, bro, that's just crazy, bro. Alright, I have another video I'm gonna react to. It's called Replaced at Work by Toronto Unfiltered. It's spreading fast. Replaced at Work, it's spreading fast. But first, let's go to... I think I have another video to react to.
And I actually had to read this article several times because I didn't want to believe it. But this is real. The numbers are legit.
For people asking me, oh my gosh, how does it always come back to the Indians? How does it always come back to the Indians? The Indians. Bro, blame the government. The government put them in position to win and put the citizens in position to starve, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just reporting the news. Don't shoot the messenger.
And we currently, in Canada, already to the start of 2025, issued over 800,000 study and work permits. And here's the sad reality of it all. Gen Z right now is facing the worst youth unemployment rate in decades. And in Alberta, 1 out of every 5 youths can't get a job. And I knew this was because of immigration, and thankfully BMO said the exact same thing, and they did a study that states that the jobless rate is fueled by student immigration. We have this massive surge, and we're only hurting ourselves. And here's the kicker. In the first 3 months of 2025, Canada approved nearly 1 million temporary resident applications and extensions. In addition, Canada's 2025 to 2027 immigration plan has these numbers as their targets, meaning they're not slowing down. Things are only going to get worse. So when the Liberal government talks about reducing the numbers of immigration, reducing the numbers of temporary workers, that's what the reduction looks like, to about 500,000 or 600,000. We're already at 800,000 this year.
Long story short, Canada already crashed out at such a horrible level that even when they say that they're gonna reduce immigration by a drastic number, like half, we're still in the hole so deep. Could Canada even recover?
New approved extensions. If your kid can't get a job, if you're worried about your youth, like I am for mine, and you're concerned about how much our country has changed, because this also affects healthcare, it affects crime. These are all things that are factually verifiably true. You need to take a...
You see what I'm saying? Don't blame the youth, bro. Blame the system, blame the government, bro. Everybody's responsible for their own actions, but you have to realize when you're put in, people are products of their environment to a certain extent. Yeah, you could always rise above, but when you put people in certain environments, they're prone to do certain things. You know what I mean?
Stand, use your voice, and contact your member of parliament, especially if they're a Liberal member of parliament. They need to understand that this is unsustainable. And Pierre Poilievre is right. He says we need negative immigration and we need to have our population numbers decrease so we can start putting Canadians first. Because this is not a Canada first policy. Canada can't afford this right now. Our youth can't afford it right now.
Bro, as messed up as this is gonna sound, when you do the math and you read and you just look at the math, like he said, negative immigration can't even fix the problem right now. We're already in so deep. If you just cut the line of immigration, we're already still overpopulated with immigrants right now. You know what I mean? To the point where people can't get jobs. The only reasonable thing that would actually make sense, yep, I'm gonna say it, people, is deportation.
Our economy cannot sustain this. It's gonna hurt one group and one group the most. And that group are Canadians. This needs to end.
Alright people, now we're gonna check out this video by Toronto Unfiltered. Replace that work, it's spreading fast.
It's like, why even say y'all are hiring in the first place if y'all won't even take a second to look at my application?
You do not know how bad it is out here. The job market is trash.
Gen Z is facing the worst unemployment rate in decades.
Hey guys, welcome back to Toronto Unfiltered, where we break down real stories, real struggles, and everything they don't talk about on the national news. Today, we're talking about something every Canadian teen has felt this summer. And no, it's not that my Wi-Fi's too slow. It's, why can't I get an entry-level job? Alright, let's start with the positive. Ever been curious what actually goes down in a McDonald's job interview? What do they ask? What do they really want to hear? And how do you make it through without sounding like you've never touched a mop in your life? Well, Toronto Unfiltered has the inside scoop because someone, we're not saying who, secretly recorded the entire interview. Yeah, the whole thing. Will they land the job or freeze up when asked, why do you want to work here? Stick around? You don't want to miss this. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to get hired, or why so many young Canadians are getting passed over, this next part...
And yo, one thing I can't lie about, I seen somebody mention it in one of my past videos in the comments. They say that McDonald's is one of the most multicultural spots that's left. I kind of noticed that too. I still see Asians and a couple other races there. I see a lot of Filipinos and stuff at McDonald's still. Can't lie.
Is for you.
Hi, I had a quick question. I had applied as a crew member a couple days ago. Are you guys currently hiring, or was it just an application? Because I haven't heard anything back, so I just kind of wanted to follow up.
Okay, can you come in tomorrow at 9 a.m.?
9 a.m.? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, all right, see you tomorrow, Brenda. Thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Got the interview tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. I got my phone, so I'm going to try to record. I'm actually going to kind of slip it in this pocket, something like that. Pretty excited. Hopefully we can get the job. Going. I have an interview.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm chilling. How are you?
All right, kid. So talk to me. Sorry, I'm pulling your application.
Yeah, you're good.
What is your job availability?
Pretty much. I'm pretty flexible.
Okay, so when you say flexible, what's the hours range that you're available to work in a given day?
I'd say 8 to 5, 8 to 8.
Specifically looking for an evening person.
Evening.
You can stay all the way till 12.
Okay, that would work for me.
And then, so let me tell you a little bit of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that are dependable for work. It's a fast food service industry.
Yeah.
We're always moving. It's customer first, customer service, and for people that are able to stock in a timely fashion, trading the product from the back end of the house to the front. And make sure that we are, pretty much generating money by keeping and taking care of our customer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for people that are able to work in team setting.
Okay.
And that are not afraid to, cooperate with other people. And I cannot stress enough to be on time and if you're scheduled to work, you're expected to be at work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty much somebody, when you tell me to do something, I'll do it. And I'll put my best into it.
So what do you think about this? Do you think you're up for it? Do you want it?
Absolutely, I do.
Have I scared you?
No, you're good. Yeah, I actually do want it, especially if you do want me at nights. I'm more than happy to. I live like 2 minutes down the road, so I'm sure I'll never be late or anything like that. And I'm honestly looking for possibly getting to an opportunity where you can work your way up. So we can explore the opportunities months or a year or two down the road. I would love to kind of be on that.
McDonald's is pretty quick on that. It really all depends on the person, their will and really their drive. Operational things, such as procedures and steps, they're pretty easy to learn. They're pretty basic. And it involves a lot of common sense, but that's something that you're looking for.
What can you possibly work your way up to in McDonald's? The manager makes like 25 more cents or something, don't they?
Growth in the near future. It's very attainable.
Okay.
All right, so I would like to extend the job offer to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. How about, would you be available, let's see, Monday?
What time?
For an orientation. 2 p.m. We'll need you to bring 2 forms of ID for E-Verify.
Okay.
And I will be sending you an onboarding email today.
Okay.
Probably within the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that you complete that prior to attending orientation. All right?
All right.
Any questions for me?
I think we got it all covered. Okay.
All right.
I got it.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
See you then.
I got the job. Let's go, baby.
We started with that story because it's one of the few real wins. A Canadian student actually landing a summer job. But let's be
Bro, he went in there and did that one time, scored that one time. You know what I mean? But like I said before, McDonald's is the only place where it's actually still diverse. Like, look in the kitchen. I mean, this is how I see most McDonald's looking. I can't lie.
real. For most young people in this country, it's not that easy. In fact, the majority of Canadian students are struggling to find any kind of work this summer. And when you ask them why, they usually point fingers in two directions: the Canadian government or the rise in temporary foreign workers.
To all the young Canadians who are still unemployed, I just want you to know that it's not entirely your fault. There's not a lot of jobs for Canadians right now, especially for entry level. And if there is, they're being taken over by immigrants / foreign students. My advice to you right now is to stop applying to jobs so much and start your own business. The business that you've been wanting to do it for a long time now, just do it. You never know what could happen, and it's never been a better time to be your own boss.
Well, if my face isn't a dead giveaway.
That's the whole problem with TikTok not being monetized, you know what I mean? Instagram's not monetized, you know what I mean? YouTube's monetized, but that's not really what the kids are on, you know what I mean?
The interview
Canada is lacking opportunity.
did not go well. I've never been rejected from a job so fast in an interview. I don't even think she really asked me any questions. She said, "Tell me a little bit about yourself." I don't know why it's so hard to find a job. I'm not picky. I've applied to literally anything I can find. I've been applying for jobs since June of last year. And it has been absolutely soul-crushing. Getting rejected for 7 months in a row.
Look at this McDonald's job fair, bro. The line is circling the whole block, bro. Look at this.
Getting rejected for 7 months in a row. My 4-year degree did nothing for me. Because I don't have enough experience. Where am I gonna get experience? I don't know, because no one will hire me to give me any experience. I could rant about this for days. If you like to pray, please pray for me.
Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, also known as Fat Justin Trudeau, has just announced that he's going to fast-track work visas for over 100,000 asylum claimees in the province of Ontario. Meaning that 100,000 people are about to be released into the Ontario job market, despite the fact that Ontario has the worst unemployment in the entire country. These are 100,000 people who currently live in hostels, in hotels, in motels all over the province who don't have any status in this country because, well, they're claiming asylum. I understand that there's a moral and ethical dilemma around how to deal with people who are legitimately claiming asylum in a place. But I have to ask the question, how many of them are actually here legitimately? How many of them should be claiming asylum? And for God's sakes, is there something else that we could do to help them? Because 100,000 people just being dropped into the job market's not a good thing. You have people waiting in lineups for hours just to get job interviews because the unemployment rate in Ontario is between 8 to 10%, yet you want to unleash 100,000 people into the job market? Just make it make sense.
It's just like getting the first job that's so hard. I've tried to apply for jobs for like a year now, and just like most places like don't get back to me, or they just like say no.
Mass immigration in Canada has reached a boiling point, sparking growing public outrage. 1 in 4 Canadian youth is currently unemployed. The National Citizens Coalition, NCC, has declared immigration remains out of control. So what issues are being raised by the international student community? What are they advocating for?
We came here with a dream of good life, but you cannot imagine a good life without permanent residency.
Our message to public and to comment is we will fight till we got the extensions, and we as an international student, as a workers, are exploited in every sector, from college to after that we got exploited by the government, we got exploited by the employers. So every time we are getting exploited, we want to fight against that exploitation till the end, till this exploitation ends.
I tell you guys all the time, don't get it twisted. The Indians are being exploited too. This is all a part of the Ponzi scheme for the government to get richer. You know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. They're eating too. They're getting the refugee money. They're getting all of that too. But when you see them working, sometimes they're getting I seen a post the other day. Some Indian guy posted some store. They're getting $8 an hour. You know what I mean? So once that refugee wishing well dries up, they're all cooked, bro. And what do you think they're going to resort to now? They're going to resort to crime, scamming, doing what they got to do when they're left here. You know what I mean? And that's going to end up to more crime in Canada.
So who's really to blame here? The multinational corporations, the Canadian government, the international students, or something else entirely? Let us know where you stand and what your thoughts are. Remember, Canadians are watching and reading. Share your perspective in the comments below, give the video a like, and be sure to subscribe to Toronto Unfiltered for more in-depth coverage. As a thank you for watching to the end, we're including an exclusive bonus clip. warning. It's raw, uncut, but absolutely worth a listen.
I ran past this Canadian flag over here, and amidst all the hate that Canada's getting, there's a few words that I did want to say. 25 years ago, my family came to this country. We came here because that flag and that country was the only one that would take us. The only one that would take us from the aftermath of a bloody war, living as refugees in the basement of a shitty apartment building. This is the only country that took us in. I may not be born here, but I am Canadian. And you should be proud to be a Canadian. There isn't many countries like this. In the midst of all the bullshit that we are going through, and yes, it's hard, but I don't think most of you know what real hard is. Just count yourselves lucky. All right? Just count yourselves lucky. That's it.
Bro, we're all lucky, bro. I don't know what you meant by that, bro. Canada's a shit show right now. That's the whole point we're trying to prove right now, bro. We understand you're a refugee and wherever you came from was rough, but bro, that's not even the point of discussion right now. We're talking about Canadian topics right now and the Canadian struggle. That's what pisses me off, bro. People always want to come and talk about their struggle and how Canada's nice, bro. Like, one of my posts went viral like that too, bro, because I made a complaint because Canada was giving money to Ukraine and over here and Bangladesh, and bro, Canadians need to focus on Canada's struggle, to be honest, you know what I mean? But yeah, I have another, speaking of Canada's struggle, I have another video I wanted to react to that I made. Hold up, this is about some crash out kid.
Fam, I've been telling y'all, this Canadian economy is gonna make these kids crash out and y'all think it's a joke. Now you can hear it from the horse's mouth himself. The senior citizen slayer himself speaks on the economy.
Fam, I don't know how they're housing immigrants in the city and they're not housing their own citizens. It's an idiot thing.
Oh, say where you know about that, eh?
All I'm gonna say is when you have kids, make sure you have a proper roof over your head, money in your hand, and food in your fridge. That's all I have to say, broski. So that your kids don't have to go outside and go make change and turn into what I am right now. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's sad to say, but the senior citizen slayer seems to have a point there. I know what you're thinking. There's other alternatives to go and packet somebody. But listen, I told you already. The traps are full. The tellies are full. You know what I mean? What do you think these YNs are going to do? They have no other choice but to run wild in these streets. Fam, this Canadian economy is literally causing mental health problems amongst the youth. Like, it's crazy how a kid could be stupid enough to slump an old lady, but smart enough to see that he's living in a rigged simulation. Fam, I've been telling y'all, this Canadian...
Even these kids understand the fact, these kids could have mental health, but they understand the fact that immigrants are coming over here taking a job. They understand the politics. Everybody understands these politics, you know what I mean? You have to be an idiot to not understand what's going on around you. And you know what? I'm gonna leave the video right there, you know what I mean? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, you know what I mean? You watched the video for this long, and I'm off of this. Leave it in the comments. What do you think, you know what I mean? Do you think the Canadian immigration and kids not having a job are going hand in hand, and do you think the kids not being able to get jobs is causing mental health? You know what I mean? Leave it in the comments, bro. I'm off of this.